जिस अदालत उज़्मा से रोशनी की एक किरण फूटी है।
Questions over Satyender arrest. Aam Aadmi Party questions the timing of the arrest. Was it about vendetta or Hawala? Debating tonight at 8:30 p.m. Presenting by Zoho Business Software, trusted by 15 crore users. Berger Paints, रंग बना रहे. Powered by Century HDF Premium Plus, हरे बोट का असली बॉस. Co-powered by SBI General Insurance, चुनिए भरोसा अपनों सा. Co-powered by Crystal Crop Protection, देश का किसान, देश का हीरो.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार. विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी.
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे.
बड़े बड़े इम्तिहानों से गुजरता है, वक्त तराशता है जिसे, तो जाने क्या क्या न करता है. जब तक खुशबू सबसे बेहतरीन न बन जाए, आराम के लिए नहीं ठहरता है. जब तक लाजवाब न बन जाए, उसे नहीं इत्मीनान है. तभी तो रिचमंड बनना नहीं आसान है.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ.
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट. अब बताओ, स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट.
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो, मिलाओ और खाओ.
8 मिनट में तैयार.
क्या टेस्ट है, सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला.
इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं.
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा. रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना.
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं. रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट.
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट.
क्या बात है. स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और परेशान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान.
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट.
बेस्ट हरा बोर्ड दिखाना.
सबसे डिपेंडेबल सेंचुरी HDF प्रीमियम प्लस.
ट्रायल लूंगा.
श्योर.
वाटर रेजिस्टेंट
है,
स्ट्रॉन्ग
है. हाई डेंसिटी वुड फाइबर स्ट्रक्चर, एडवांस जर्मन एडहेसिव बॉन्डिंग, सॉलिड डिफेंस.
ट्रायल में 5.
Questions over Satyender arrest. Aam Aadmi Party questions the timing of the arrest. Was it about vendetta or Hawala? Debating tonight at 8:30 p.m. Presenting by Zoho Business Software, trusted by 15 crore users. Berger Paints, रंग बना रहे. Powered by Century HDF Premium Plus, हरे बोट का असली बॉस. Co-powered by SBI General Insurance, चुनिए भरोसा अपनों सा. From Bhatti to Operation Sindoor. Pakistanis are completely freaking out. The truth about Operation Sindoor haunts Pakistan. Debating tonight at 9 p.m. Presented by Amity University, ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally. Berger Paints, रंग बना रहे. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies since 1820. Century HDF Premium Plus, हरे बोट का असली बॉस.
Donald Trump, the president of the US, has lauded, applauded, and given a standing ovation to India's election commission and electoral system. The democracy in danger lobby have lost their words in this because now everything is over for them. They've lost the election. They couldn't promote CJP, and now even America has let them down. When India is getting global applause, they have pin drop silence because Rahul Baba has got it all wrong. Repeatedly, Rahul Baba has had only one concern, that someone in the West must save his failing political career. So when anyone finds anything critical about India, he suddenly jumps up and starts celebrating. We do not need Trump's endorsement. We need to restore the faith in our electoral system, which these dimagi Naxals are completely against.
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
On the show tonight, Omar Abdullah tries to pretend he can have his own independent foreign policy, crosses the line, and I think he has violated his oath to the Constitution of India. He's crossed the line and must be punished for it. 8:35 p.m. tonight, hot exchange of words live on the program between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP. Live debate over the arrest of Satyender. At 9 p.m. tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as Sergio Gor says that Jammu and Kashmir is an important and integral part of India, what a slap it is. What a slap it is on Asif Munir. Your ticket is wrong, you should have changed it. Ladies and gentlemen, as usual, the day's biggest story has been missed by the rest of the media. They have such a problem, they don't read beyond the exact words which are issued. The problem with the Indian media is its lack of depth. Now take the case of what Omar Abdullah has said. Omar Abdullah met Sergio Gor. Sergio Gor went and in Srinagar met Omar Abdullah. Nothing wrong with that, though I think Sergio Gor is being a little too enthusiastic in domestic policy anyway. An overexcited Omar Abdullah came back and said outside the meeting, and I'll play the line, that we will have our engagement. Jammu and Kashmir will have an engagement with the United States of America. United States of America will engage with Jammu and Kashmir. And then he tried to make it look that he is some kind of a mediator between Washington and New Delhi. But, ladies and gentlemen, who is Omar Abdullah? He's not even the chief minister of a state. He's just the chief minister of a union territory. He's not the Prime Minister of India. He's not the Foreign Minister of India. He's not even the Minister of State. Ladies and gentlemen, under India's constitutional framework, Omar Abdullah is just a CM under the union government. Under the List 1.7 schedule of the Constitution, he should know foreign affairs only is done by the government of India. How dare Omar Abdullah say that I'm going to have my independent engagement, Jammu and Kashmir on one side and United States of India on the other. The problem with Omar Abdullah clearly is that he has an exaggerated sense of self-importance being a dynast. And my specific problem is with these words. Hear this.
This is a conversation that will take place both between Ambassador Gor and Washington, and between me and the government of India in New Delhi. But we are very hopeful and optimistic that the engagement between the United States of America and Jammu and Kashmir will both widen and deepen in the years ahead. This is a conversation that will take place both between Ambassador Gor and Washington, and between me and the government of India in New Delhi. But we are very hopeful and optimistic that the engagement between the United States of America and Jammu and Kashmir will both widen and deepen in the years ahead.
And that is my precise problem. Engagement between Jammu and Kashmir and the United States of India? Is Jammu and Kashmir a country? Does Jammu and Kashmir have its independent foreign policy? Which planet is Omar Abdullah in? Ladies and gentlemen, he has said he owes allegiance to the Constitution of India. But the problem with the Abdullahs is they play three cards. One game they play in local politics, where they want to be the political equivalent of the Hizbul Mujahideen. One politics they play in Delhi, where they will partner with whoever is in center to remain in power in Srinagar. And one game they play when they are abroad. Triplicates cannot be trusted. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to understand here, if this is going to be his approach, tomorrow will the government of Goa say that Goa will have its own engagement with the United States of America? Will Assam have its own engagement with Russia? Will Maharashtra have its independent engagement with China? If that is not allowed, this cannot be allowed either. Most importantly, Sergio Gor has been going ahead and meeting several chief ministers. None of them have spoken this language. He's been to several non-BJP ruled state governments, and he's met Revanth Reddy in Telangana. He's met V.D. Satishan in Kerala. He's met Vijay in Tamil Nadu. He's met D.K. Shivakumar in Karnataka. In none of these meetings did Vijay, D.K. Shivakumar, Mr. Satishan or Revanth Reddy use this line of having an independent engagement with the United States of America. No. Yes, the USA is welcome as an investor. The USA is welcome to talk. We are a democracy. But if you want to have your independent foreign policy, you have got another thing coming for you. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, when Omar Abdullah also used the word, there are legacy issues on both sides. What legacy issues? And which sides is he talking about? On what basis does Omar Abdullah offer himself as some kind of a mediator in a trilateral relationship between him, Donald Trump and Narendra Modi? That's the kind of positioning that he sought to establish. My advice to New Delhi, to the government of India is, please don't once again look the other way and say, here's someone who we can work with. You cannot be allowed to politically work with someone if that person has violated his oath to the Constitution of India. To the viewers of Republic, I request you build the public pressure. Omar Abdullah has crossed the line, and we need to be a strong country. The Modi government must crack down on Omar Abdullah. There must be a statement from the Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of External Affairs, and from the government, which makes it absolutely clear that no chief minister, certainly not Omar Abdullah, should forget that they have no constitutional authority to conduct an independent foreign policy engagement. Jammu and Kashmir is a union territory. It's not a sovereign state. Omar Abdullah has not said this, as a mistake or as a slip of tongue. He has meant every word that he has said. If today we don't tell Omar Abdullah that foreign affairs is the exclusive domain of the union government, then we are allowing him to violate the Constitution. And if he believes that he can be allowed to do so, then I want to ask the centre, why should he be allowed to do so? The central government has to draw the line here. This entire business of the central government on several issues, live and let live, hone do, has led to the CJP situation. Live and let live, hone do, let it be, we can afford to look the other way. No, you can't. The central government can't. The central government has to be reminded by the people of India tonight that Omar Abdullah has tried to be a parallel authority only as a chief minister of a union territory. It's a strategically important state. Tomorrow, will Bhagwant Mann be allowed to say, I will have my own independent engagement with the United States of America? Would the government not go after Bhagwant Mann? They would, because Punjab is closer to Delhi geographically and there is an upcoming election. But should Omar Abdullah be allowed to get away because we believe he sort of represents our sovereign interests? He doesn't. He is only, Omar Abdullah, you made a mistake. You are only the chief minister of a union territory. And there must be action taken against him. And these things cannot be done in a nudge-nudge, wink-wink fashion. He must be publicly admonished for trying to go beyond his constitutional brief. Let's debate.
It's a first visit by a top American official to Jammu and Kashmir after Article 370 abrogation and Pahalgam terror attack. A truth that has been reiterated from the soil of Kashmir by America.
States puts out travel warnings, and every so often we reevaluate those travel warnings. I cannot make any big announcements here today, but it is something we're going to look at. New Delhi, the Chief Minister here, the government here, we believe have made some incredible steps to keeping this area safer and making it more safe. And so we will be looking at if the travel warning that is imposed, that is recommended by the United States, is something that should be downgraded, because as I said earlier, this is a beautiful area. I think a lot of Americans would enjoy coming here and seeing the beauty and the opportunities that exist here.
What lends heft to Gor's statement is the fact that he is not just US Ambassador to India, but Trump's special envoy to South and Central Asia. And Asim Munir must be squirming. At a time when Pak-occupied Jammu and Kashmir is demanding Munir's forces to vacate their territory, Pakistan has now been shown the mirror. But the meeting between Gor and Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah did not come without a jarring note. Omar played Abdullah and took the opportunity to further his own agenda, giving an impression Jammu and Kashmir was engaging with the United States on an equal footing. Listen in.
This is a conversation that will take place both between Ambassador Gor and Washington, and between me and the government of India in New Delhi. But we are very hopeful and optimistic that the engagement between the United States of America and Jammu and Kashmir will both widen and deepen in the years ahead.
He mentions about conversation between America, him and Center, a clear red line for New Delhi. India has for decades maintained it does not welcome any mediation on this issue. With Omar Abdullah signaling what looked like independent ties with America, the question is, has Omar overstepped the red line?
Ladies and gentlemen, with me tonight, I think he deserves to be punished. Samar, I want to start with you. It is quite clear to me that Omar Abdullah was trying to say that I will have my independent line with America. It will be direct between Jammu and Kashmir and the United States of America. He left no room for ambiguity. It's not inexperience, is it? He's doing this deliberately. He's playing mischief here.
The Abdullah family has been doing it. Had Mehbooba Mufti been there, she would have even been worse. And what is to the shock is, why is he showcasing India as a third party? That it will be US, Kashmir, Omar Abdullah, and we will discuss it with Delhi. I mean, is this guy for real? Is he related to JKLF or Hurriyat conference? Has he lost his mind? You are a chief minister of a state. You have to choose every word wisely.
But then why is the BJP allowing him? You know, the problem is that the BJP, Radhika, is a very forgiving kind of party. And it's fallen into a trap. It begins to believe that Omar Abdullah is on their side. He's the better of two evils between Mehbooba Mufti and him. But actually, there's nothing different. I mean, I'm quite shocked that the central government has not issued a single statement. The central government is looking the other way. You are giving too much access to Sergio Gor. Sergio Gor has been allowed into a military base. Sergio Gor has been allowed to independently interact with Indian Army generals. Sergio Gor is allowed to go and have talks, okay. But now you have also allowed the Chief Minister of a Union Territory to say we will have our own independent bilateral relationship with Washington. Has the government gone totally soft?
Vande Mataram to everyone, Arnab. We have not got totally soft at all, and what we have witnessed today in Srinagar is not just a diplomatic statement, it's a seismic geopolitical humiliation for the entire anti-Indian
that's a separate
lobby.
statement. No, you are talking about what Sergio Gor said. Let's be clear.
No, that is also very important. I believe that is the most important.
I think, let me set the context right. I'm happy with what Sergio Gor said. That's my 9 o'clock debate. My point now is what Omar Abdullah said. Omar Abdullah says that we will have an independent sort of engagement with the United States of America. Why are you allowing him to do that?
Arnab, I will come to that, but you have talked about everything about Sergio coming to India, interacting with our generals, so I need to answer that as well. And I have to mention that it is a smack right on Rahul Gandhi's face when he made that entire mockery out of the foreign policy of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji and dragged Meloni, the Prime Minister of Italy, into this. This is actually humiliation for them. But when the US ambassador officially lands in Srinagar, meets the Chief Minister, and then you have this conversation, we also have to see a lot of things. Like you pointed out, Mr. Omar Abdullah needs a constitutional refresher. He is the Chief Minister of a union territory and not of an independent nation state. His attempts to talk about an independent relationship between Jammu and Kashmir and America are not just delusionally arrogant, it also crosses a dangerous
one minute. You say his attempts to talk. I'd like to correct. He has spoken.
As a Chief Minister,
he has as a Chief Minister said that the engagement between the United States of America and Jammu and Kashmir will deepen and widen, which means he is talking like the head of a sovereign state himself, and you are allowing him. This is what angers people. This is what angers nationalists. Has the BJP become soft? The real issue is BJP. If the BJP becomes a party which says, rehne do, jiye aur jeene do, oh let it be, we can live with it, how does it matter, why react to it? Then you become soft. Am I right, Sushil? No, you should. Why is there no statement from the central government yet?
Arnab, I'm putting forward the BJP stand, and I've categorically told you that his attempts to talk about an independent relationship between Jammu, Kashmir and America are not just delusionally arrogant, but also crossing a dangerous
Why have you not issued
Why
has the BJP not issued a formal statement condemning Omar Abdullah?
It will.
After what? After this program on Republic? Sushil is laughing because this is the exact problem. You see, you are not as hardline as we thought you are. You need to be. Omar Abdullah has no damn business having a bilateral relationship with the USA and openly talking about it. And I feel just because he goes jogging in Ahmedabad or Gandhinagar, you people begin to think that it's okay. He's not. He's dangerous. He's Farooq Abdullah's son. Don't forget that.
Yes, he is Farooq Abdullah's son, but we can also not forget that he's been elected by the people of India to be at the
position. Elected not by the people of India. Elected by the people in Jammu and Kashmir as the head of a union territory. What do you mean elected by the people of India? He's not elected by the people of India. No, he does not have. The constitution is clear. The constitution does not allow foreign affairs in his domain as a Chief Minister of a union territory. He has crossed the line.
Very clearly.
I don't understand what is happening to BJP. I don't understand what is happening to BJP. By now, the old BJP would have verbally lacerated Omar Abdullah by now. The new BJP is, ठीक है, oh, it's okay.
मैंने तो एक बार भी नहीं कहा ठीक है.
अभी तक तो कुछ बोला ही नहीं है आपने, नोटिस ही नहीं किया है आपने, नोटिस ही नहीं किया आपने.
The party are right on your show here, so please don't say that we are taking it lightly.
I'm sorry, but if it is, I ask you this, I am a nationalist. I am a nationalist. I am a nationalist and a right winger. I am a right wing nationalist, and I am asking you, okay, all of us right wing nationalists, Sushil, are asking you today that the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir says, I will have my own independent engagement with Jammu and Kashmir.
I just told you he does not have the authority. He does not have the authority
explain
to run a parallel policy issues. It is strictly the domain of the Union Government of India, and we will answer that.
Please explain legacy issue. आप legacy issue की statement explain करके बताएं.
Yes, Santosh Mehrotra is on the debate. Santosh Mehrotra must be loving this. Santosh Mehrotra must be loving this.
You have to wait for the government to respond. The government,
Professor
the government
Goswami.
will respond.
Yes, Professor Mehrotra.
There are 4 other speakers.
Yes, I'm coming to you.
Dominate the debate. Am I to speak?
Yes.
Thank you very much, sir. I am going to make 3 points and very, very briefly, and I will not speak thereafter. I'll really appreciate if you give me just less than 2 minutes for 3 points. 1. Omar Abdullah has crossed a line. He should not have done so. There is no question about it. And the secondary point, I think, still is, he may be a union territory, but under duress. The Supreme Court has said their statehood should be restored. Anyway, that's point 1. The more important point is he's crossed a line. However, there are 2 other very important lines, and neither have those so far been made. First, Sergio Gor is the ambassador to India. He's not an ambassador to 20 states of India. Why is he meeting Chief Minister after Chief Minister and the Indian...
Oh, yeah. Good question. I agree with you for once. I agree with you.
Thank you.
No, don't mute. Radhika, don't mute yourself. Radhika, why have you muted yourself?
I have not muted myself, and thank you.
I am asking Radhika not to mute herself.
And thirdly, and I am finishing with my third point, if I might, does the Indian ambassador go around meeting the governors of US states? No, he does not.
Show me the other meetings.
He is not permitted to do so. So why are you not asking that question? Why is the Indian government sitting quiet while Sergio Gor pretends that he is an ambassador?
I am asking this question. Let me tell you one thing. I am absolutely flabbergasted that I find myself in agreement with you. I had even asked, why is Sergio Gor going for the swearing in when Indian chief ministers are being sworn in? Who the hell is he? Is he some viceroy? Why is he going around trying to interfere and have these meetings and very actively pursue a process when it is firmly established, and I'll go clearer than you, that the American deep state, the tech bros, are involved in an attempt to destabilize the elected government of India? And I really don't the government of USA is trying to destabilize the elected government of India. Sergio Gor goes around, goes to Jammu and Kashmir, you allow him. Obviously, Radhika, you've given him permission. And he says there after a meeting, Omar Abdullah says, I'm going to have my independent line with him. We want a tough government. We want a tough center. We want a strong center. We want a strong government. We want it to crack down. I mean, what do we owe them? We can't even crack down on Omar Abdullah, Radhika.
It's I categorically said the government is going to respond to that. But
you are cracking down on Aam Aadmi Party. You can crack down on Satyender Jain, but you can't crack down on Omar Abdullah.
So we should go and arrest Omar Abdullah because he has said...
Not arrest, pull him up. Let the Ministry of External Affairs issue a statement that a Chief Minister of a Union territory has violated his constitutional oath.
So that will be done.
When?
It will happen.
When?
It should happen by the split of... You have to wait for the
if you don't allow
official stand.
Okay, tomorrow, I'll tell you one thing. See, you guys are making a mistake because you think you need Omar Abdullah. Today, if Vijay was to say, we will have our own deep engagement and association and bilateral relationship with the United States of America, there are legacy issues that we have, and we will sort out our issues between Tamil Nadu and Delhi by having an engagement via Washington. Would you have allowed it? Sushil, is it not a relevant question, Sushil? What is going on? Why is Radhika constantly muting herself?
No, Radhika is happy gloating over the fact that Sergio Gor considered Kashmir to be an integral part of India. I mean, what value does that statement have tomorrow if Trump offers to mediate again on Kashmir issue? Are we supposed to having red faces again? I mean, is whatever Radhika, Americans say so sacrosanct? Number one. Number two, we shouldn't be surprised about what Omar said. Omar Abdullah is the son of Farooq Abdullah, who in 2020 wanted to get 370 restored through Chinese help when Chinese were trying to intrude
what is happening?
Galwan. And he's the grandson of Sheikh Abdullah, who in his first address to the constituent
Radhika, why are you constantly muting yourself all the time? Is someone calling you?
Republic in the Republic of India.
Why is Radhika
This
muting
runs in the
herself?
family. They are delusional about sovereignty of Kashmir. And they will keep doing this. Remember, he said zillions of times that 370 is not enough. We should have pre-1953 370. Pre-1953 status. So the entire generation after generation of Abdullahs is delusional. They want Kashmir to be a sovereign territory under their foot. This is what Omar Abdullah represents. This is what the entire Abdullah clan represents. And number two, the issue here is that Jammu and Kashmir will remain India's sovereign territory, whether Sergio Gor says it or not. But Omar Abdullah cannot be indulged now after BJP has indulged Mehbooba Mufti for 4 years to our nation's detriment. You can't indulge one separatist after the other for some delusional political gains. Kashmir has to be a completely clear line. It cannot be if and but here and there, some grey here, some grey there. No. And you can't gloat over some half a statement about Kashmir's belonging to India or Pakistan just because Sergio Gor says it. So the mindset in BJP, the mindset in government today is worthy of concern.
No, the center
Why is it worthy of concern? You want a statement because Arnab's show has to be at 8 or 9, so the MEA should release a statement before Arnab's debate. That's not how a government foreign policy works, sir. Everything is taken into context.
I can handle that one.
We have not been stopped anywhere. We were stopped Article 370.
Radhika, many of the people who vote for your party vote in the hope that you will not become a libtard approach on Kashmir. If the BJP has decided to get liberal in its position on Kashmir, then 50% of your supporters will not vote for you. Allow me to complete. I'll speak my mind. All right-wingers, all nationalists, you are on the India's only nationalist network. We are a right-wing nationalist network. We believe in a hard line on Kashmir. The BJP should not go soft and liberal on Kashmir. You were liberal when Ram Madhav, who has just been made your national vice president, encouraged a political association with the anti-national pro-Pakistan Mehbooba Mufti. I criticized it then, and I said on the day the relationship broke that good it has broken. Good that it has broken. The problem is Omar Abdullah is saying on your face today that I am going to have my independent engagement with the United States of America. I will see what the United States of America can do for Jammu and Kashmir. There are legacy issues on both sides. There will be a conversation between Gor and Washington and a conversation between Omar and Delhi. Something which no other chief minister has said. And you are looking the other way and you expect Arnab Goswami and Republic to be quiet about it. You expect us to look away? You want me to open the line now and ask the nationalist people in this country whether they agree with your soft approach on Omar Abdullah? Omar Abdullah is going to double cross you. He's double crossing the people of India. You must stop him. He should not be allowed to make that comment. You must issue a formal statement in response to what Omar Abdullah has said. Even if it may be that you don't want to do anything to upset the Americans. But he is not an American. He's an Indian citizen and a chief minister of J&K. You may be happy. I'm happy at what Gor said about J&K. That's my 9 p.m. debate. Why are you not stopping Omar Abdullah? Why not?
Arnab, I have made it very clear from the moment I spoke, and I have taken a very strong stand. I represent the Bharatiya Janata Party. I'm the official spokesperson. So I have taken a very strong stand, and I have not once ever said that what Omar Abdullah has said, that we are going to be weak. Foreign policies are not based on what
legacy issues is Omar talking about?
That has to be for the show.
What legacy issues is Omar talking about? Why don't you ask?
If Omar Abdullah is delusional, that is not my problem.
It is the problem of the people of India. It has to be the central government's problem.
I also want to talk to Pakistan.
He's not delusional. He's doing it deliberately.
See, if you speak, you want me not to speak over you, but you will continue to speak over me.
Let me just open your eyes for a second. You must really know what the Americans did in South America is exactly what Sergio Gor is doing now.
But you
he
cannot
is going at the micro level. He is meeting every chief minister, and the moment Sergio Gor knows that this chief minister is
Sergio Gor only needs an opening.
They will exploit them.
Shouting over official statements of BJP is not responding, is not going to make India set its foreign policy like that. I have made it absolutely and unequivocally clear that this is not acceptable and he has crossed the line. The External Affairs Ministry will issue a statement on that.
Should I carry that as breaking news? BJP officially says that Omar Abdullah's position, comments after the meeting with on engagement with the United States of America are not acceptable. I'm carrying that as breaking news.
Absolutely, he is not the foreign minister of India and he does not have the constitutional right.
But I would have much liked it if the central government had issued a statement to that effect. Now 1 minute. This is going to, the problem is, this kind of statement is going to be welcomed by people like Abid Mir Magami. This is the line. The people like Abid Mir Magami, who is with the Congress, your former party, Radhika, these are the people who enjoy this.
Arnab, they have played for
water.
decades to get this opportunity.
Correct.
And Omar Abdullah has taken advantage of it.
Omar Abdullah
it takes decades for this opportunity.
Omar Abdullah is stuck in local politics. He will always play the secessionist card. Because he can't even manage his Srinagar MP. He's scared of the Srinagar MP. He can't even manage his own party. So he's going to compete with his own MP on one side, who he's scared of, and the PDP on the other side. Now, Abid Mir Magami, what's your view on what Omar Abdullah has said?
मैं राधिका जी की बात से एग्री कर। उमर अब्दुल्ला साहब को जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों ने चुना है, बीजेपी ने नहीं, और जम्मू कश्मीर के लोग ही उनको चेयर से उतार सकते हैं, रिपब्लिक टीवी नहीं। रही बात उमर अब्दुल्ला स्टेटमेंट की,
जब अरे एक मिनट कोई किसी नहीं एक मिनट मैं इसको कोई किसी पंचायत के सरपंच को सरपंच बना दे और वो सरपंच कल जाके बोले कि मैं अमेरिका के साथ 1-to-1 डायलॉग करूंगा तो अलाउड होगा? कल आप चाहते हैं कि पुडुचेरी के लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर भी पुडुचेरी चीफ मिनिस्टर ऑफ अ यूनियन टेरिटरी, फॉरेन पॉलिसी उनका अंदर नहीं है। व्हाट नॉनसेंस! चीफ मिनिस्टर है। कल मोहन यादव अपना फॉरेन पॉलिसी करेंगे,
सरपंच नहीं है।
कल भगवंत मान अपना फॉरेन पॉलिसी करेंगे। व्हाट रबिश!
सीएम की तो बात भी नहीं है।
See, this is the problem. You see, Radhika Khera.
सरपंच को आप बता नहीं सकते हो।
This is the double standard.
This is what is happening. This is classic. This is the problem.
लोग जम्मू कश्मीर के लोग उनको उतार सकते हैं, रिपब्लिक टीवी नहीं।
संतोष,
The problem is that the central government is violating a Supreme Court judgment which says systematically several years ago that Jammu and Kashmir should be restored its statehood.
That has got nothing to do with its statement. 1 minute. Even if it is wrong. Even if it is restored its statehood, which it should not be, even then it does not have foreign policy powers. Please don't be factually incorrect.
I agree with your second statement.
होम मिनिस्टर जी ने पार्लियामेंट में एक स्टेटमेंट दिया कि हम स्टेट।
Okay, viewers shall open the line. I really want to open the line. I want to know which way the people are.
He is the Chunava chief minister. That just gives him the right to meet.
You condemn Omar Abdullah's statement openly.
Okay, Radhika.
Right as a chief minister of a UT to decide who the UT can have a relationship with. I only said that he's an elected chief minister, so he can be there when there's another person, a foreign dignitary coming. That's like normal protocol. But he has broken protocol and crossed the line. He has to remember he is bound by the Constitution of India. He is not the chief minister of a union territory of Pakistan.
Pull him up.
If he wants to do that, he is most welcome to cross the border.
Pull him up. Punish him.
It will be done. It will be done. He cannot cross the line, and the External Affairs Ministry will
Then
take
tell me
note of
one
it,
thing,
and our government will issue an official statement.
Radhika, the nation wants to know then.
No, what are we waiting for?
Why till now did you do nothing? What
How
are we
many
waiting
hours has it been
Exactly.
since this has happened?
Relevant point.
Why are you waiting for a 9 o'clock debate to get wiser about the event? Why can't, and a party spokesperson cannot speak for a government. Let that protocol be remembered too.
I am telling you, the party
Ministry of External Affairs, ministers, foreign secretary are authorized to lay down for India's foreign policy, not a party spokesperson.
Not one word that I have spoken has been soft. I have made it very clear and in very strong terms. He does not have a license to run a parallel Gupta diplomacy desk over here. He cannot.
It is not your remit. It is not your jurisdiction to speak on behalf of the government. Only a foreign secretary, only a foreign minister, or an authorized spokesperson of the Ministry of External Affairs can speak on behalf of the government of India's foreign policy.
Do not accept what Omar Abdullah is saying either. If you're not ready to accept what the BJP national officer spokesperson is saying, do not accept what the delusional Omar Abdullah is saying either. It goes both ways, Mr. Sushil. You cannot have my way or the highway.
It's not my way or the highway. A party spokesperson cannot replace the official policy of the government of India.
This is not how
a party spokesperson has its limitations. You can express your opinion. You can express party's opinion. You cannot replace government of India. You cannot replace Ministry of External Affairs. You cannot replace Ministry of External Affairs official spokesperson. You can only express a party's point of view. You are not authorized to speak on behalf of government of India.
चिल्लाने से foreign policy नहीं बनती. I have made a stand very clear. And if you're not
और आँख और नाक बंद करने से भी foreign policy नहीं बनती.
But tell me one thing. Tell me one thing. एक बात बताइए. एक बात राधिका, take a step back and think about one thing. Take a thought about one thing. Why is it that today a person like Sushil Pandit, I'm asking you one thing. See, if I'm saying today, has BJP or center gone soft on Kashmir? We supported the center when 370 was removed, 35A was removed. We are hardline, right-wing, nationalist in our approach on strategic issues. Should you not think, why did you allow the Gupkar gang to come back? Why did you start engaging with non-entities? Why are you soft when anti-national slogans are shouted in the state assembly? Why are you allowing Omar to do what the hell he wants? Why are you allowing Omar Abdullah to independently engage with the American ambassador? And why are you saying nothing when he comes out and says we will have an engagement with the US? And he's making every attempt to make it tripartite. Today, he is making it an attempt, Santosh Mehrotra will tell you as well, to make it tripartite. Why is the central government, as by law established, not cracking down on him? This is what disappoints people who expect the BJP to be setting the gold standard on these issues.
But Arnab, we have always set the gold standard.
No, but now you're not.
When we removed Article 370, just because we are not responding immediately does not mean that we are going to let it go. It is not going to happen. That is not what my constitution does. We have never been soft on anyone.
I won't be convinced till the central government through the MA does not issue a statement on this.
So absolutely,
Seasoned politician.
If someone is delusional as Rahul Gandhi,
He's meeting a foreign delegate for the first time. He is a seasoned politician. He knows the protocols. It's not the first time that he's been the chief minister.
Not.
Yeah, and so why?
Arnab, let's not forget, he was Minister of State for Foreign Affairs under Atalji's government. He has been part of Ministry of External Affairs as a Minister of State in the first NDA government, number one. Number two, you mustn't forget.
And Radhika, you should stop. Radhika, this is you are representing the BJP on the program tonight, not the Congress.
So I know that.
Yeah, but sometimes the line you are taking is not looking like a BJP line.
Sorry, Arnab, I don't know what you're trying to portray over here from the very beginning of this debate.
I am saying, what is the stand of nationalists?
Twist it and turn it for your own benefit does not matter to me. You will not give me a certificate whether who I am and who I represent. I am a
Well, we'll put it to the test. Why don't we open the lines and understand why is the BJP not taking a stronger position when the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir in a union territory, not even a full state, is saying I will have an independent engagement with the United States of America. You expect us to be quiet about it? Well, I don't change my position. I don't do U-turns. I am absolutely straight on narrow on nationalistic issues. This affects the nationalists of the country.
Given a statement, should have condemned Omar Abdullah by now. You should have pulled him up by now. Every second of your silence insults Indian democracy.
You cannot.
It's an insult to the democracy of India. How can you wait for so many hours?
The shameful statement
After 1 hour of his statement, you should have come out and given a condemnation.
Anyway, I'll tell you one thing. Somewhere in the course of this debate, ladies and gentlemen, Radhika Khera has understood that she has missed the biggest headline of the day. I am glad that I have been able to bring it to her attention. The BJP got carried away with what Sergio Gor said, but the BJP forgot what Omar Abdullah said. I am glad that the Republic Media Network has reminded you about what Omar Abdullah said, because you can't change what Gor said, and that's good for India. But you can't make us look away from what Omar Abdullah said. He is a Trojan horse. We should all be careful of Trojan horses. They are very dangerous. They move in the shadow.
I also want to bring out one very critical point
Santosh.
to all the audience.
1 minute, I have a big other debate, BJP AAP debate, but Santosh Mehrotra is for the first time in my adult career is still not walked out till the end of my debate, so I will give him an opportunity to close.
So 2 sentences, yes. 2 sentences. Very simple. It's perfectly feasible, possible that Mr. Omar Abdullah is himself playing a very important political game, which is that I'm not getting...
I can't. Please don't unmute yourself.
Despite the Supreme Court judgment, we are not getting statehood. So let me internationalize the issue. It's perfectly feasible.
Obviously he's doing that, but why is the centre allowing him? He's doing that. Here is a man who's not uttered a word against Yasin Malik.
Bigger reason.
He stands with Mirwais Omar Farooq and wants to go to Jantar Mantar. You think I don't know what Omar Abdullah is doing? But why is the centre allowing him?
Yes.
Why is the centre allowing him?
And what's the honeymoon affair with Sergio Gor and BJP?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have to move to my next debate tonight. And thank you to everyone who is tracking us and saying, how the hell did the rest of the media forget this? Well, you know what? The rest of the media doesn't know what the hell it's doing. Only Republic does. The big other story. AAP in big trouble ahead of the Punjab polls. BJP says the sins of the past are catching up to the Aam Aadmi Party. And this time it's former Delhi Water Minister, the ultra-controversial Satyender Jain, facing the heat. He has been sent to 15 days custody in a 5 crore scam where public money has been misused. Ladies and gentlemen, the AAP says, how come an old case has been picked up again? The government says Satyender Jain has received kickbacks worth crores and crores and crores and Hawala transactions as well. A short news report, then a really hot debate.
कुछ कहना चाहते हैं?
सत्येंद्र जैन आपको लगा आप बच के निकल जाएंगे इस स्कैम से?
Trouble mounts for Satyender Jain in the Delhi Jal Board scam.
कुछ कहना चाहते हैं?
A Delhi court remanded the former AAP minister to 14 days of judicial custody in the Delhi Jal Board scam.
The allegations are that Satyender Jain favored 3 particular private firms and received kickbacks. Former IAS officer received a sum of rupees 1.52 crore rupees into his account, and later on during the course of investigation it was established that the total hawala amount which was given to the accused by the private firm was more than 5 crores. The Anti-Corruption Bureau has come across several chats which were submitted before the court.
Satyender Jain had no response when confronted by Republic over his arrest.
सत्येंद्र जैन आपको लगा आप बच के निकल जाएंगे इससे? आपको लगा आप इतना बड़ा करप्शन करके बच के निकल जाएंगे सत्येंद्र जैन? सर आपको लगा आप बच के निकल जाएंगे इससे इतना बड़ा स्कैम करने के बाद? सत्येंद्र जैन आपको लगा आप बच के निकल जाएंगे इस स्कैम से? सत्येंद्र जैन जवाब दीजिए. सत्येंद्र जैन जवाब दीजिए, आप इतना बड़ा स्कैम करके बच के निकलने की कोशिश क्यों कर रहे थे? सर आपको लगा आप बच के निकल जाएंगे क्या इससे? सत्येंद्र जैन 17 करोड़ रुपए का स्कैम है ये पूरा। सत्येंद्र जैन।
The arrest has triggered a storm with Aam Aadmi Party accusing the BJP of playing vendetta politics ahead of Punjab elections.
देखिए सत्येंद्र जैन जी पंजाब के को इंचार्ज हैं और चुनाव आने वाले हैं और बीजेपी ने अपना पैटर्न फिर से शुरू कर दिया है। लोग अब इन बातों को समझते हैं और कोई भी नहीं मानता जो सत्येंद्र जैन जी के खिलाफ ये झूठे मुकदमे कर रहे हैं। पहले भी इन्होंने सत्येंद्र जैन जी को झूठे केस में जेल में डाला था।
The BJP has hit back, stating the reality on the streets of Delhi doesn't lie.
आपने देखा होगा कि आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार के पूरे कार्यकाल में एक भी एसटीपी प्लांट दिल्ली में नहीं लगा और जो पब्लिक का पैसा था, जहां पर जल भराव से दिल्ली को बचाना चाहिए था, उस पैसे का इस्तेमाल कर जहां पर एसटीपी प्लांट्स लगाकर दिल्ली में सुएज ट्रीटमेंट के और प्रावधान करे जाने चाहिए थे, जहां पर यह सुनिश्चित करा जाना चाहिए था कि यमुना जी और मलिन ना हो बल्कि और स्वच्छ हो, ये पूरा का पूरा पब्लिक मनी स्कैम के माध्यम से तत्कालीन आम आदमी पार्टी और आम आदमी पार्टी के नेताओं ने खुर्द-बुर्द कर दिया।
Political voltage has only heightened and the run-up to the crucial Punjab polls has taken a dramatic turn.
Anpol Pawar, you will not get a chance to give prepared statements today. Just answer my questions. You can say yes, no, whatever, corroborate, but keep it brief so we keep it sharp. Was Satyender Jain, right? Was he or was he not the Delhi Water Minister and Chairman of the Delhi Jal Board in this period when the tenders were allotted?
When was the tender allotted?
2022, obviously you know, don't pretend.
Which month?
2022.
Which month? Which month? Be specific. I'll tell you. You don't know.
No, I think that's such a stupid way of responding. Was he? Suppose it is December, March, January, July.
The stupid way is not informing. The stupid way is not informing your viewers.
Well, why don't you answer? Why don't you say that he was the minister in charge? Why don't you say he was the minister in charge? Why don't you say he was the minister in charge? Why do you avoid that?
In October, just a minute, Arnab ji, ये drama मत करो, सुनो बात।
I'm asking you a question. There's no damn drama. Public money has been looted. You're doing the drama.
So let me answer. Let
me answer.
Don't do this theatrics. Let me answer. Be civilized.
Stop palpitating, man. Relax.
In October 2022, this tender was issued. In May 2022, Satyender Jain ji was put behind bars in a false and fabricated case by the same BJP government. So tell your viewers that how is it possible that a person who was behind bars can do corruption?
I will respond.
जवाब देना स्पेसिफिक कैसे कर सकता है?
I will respond.
जेल में है.
I will respond to this. The same way Satyender Jain was spent 872 days in jail.
Radhika is responding right now to Anmol. Radhika is responding to Anmol and then I'll come back to the debate.
Don't run away. Don't run away. Answer that. Be specific.
It's the same way he was running everything from Tehran. That is how. For 872 days.
Don't speak over each other. Let Radhika respond to you. Then I'll make a comeback on the debate, please. Anmol, let Radhika respond to you. Two voices cannot be heard together. Two voices cannot be heard together. Let me please request you to let Radhika respond 30 seconds. And then I'll come back to you. I'll hit you hard with my second question. Yeah. Radhika is responding. She chose to.
Arnab, for 872 days.
My first question.
1 minute,
I'm answering your question. You have to listen to the answer first. Answer से कुछ नहीं होता है. 872 days that man was in jail and he was enjoying VIP services, food from outside and massage services. Massage service ले सकते हैं तो अपनी ministry भी अंदर से चला सकते हैं. That is your answer. And don't talk about how Satyender Jain spoke in the court today. He had the unshamed audacity to say, I didn't know the technical details. I had 8 portfolios. तो भैया resign करते ना. क्यों एक पोर्टफोलियो लेके घूम रहे थे? Why was he blindly trusting his officers? If he cannot run the government, he should have.
तुम्हें भ्रष्टाचार पे कार्रवाई करनी है तो दिल्ली में करो ना भ्रष्टाचार पे. जहाँ 22,000 करोड़ का राइस स्कैम हुआ है, जहाँ 700 करोड़ का हेल्थ स्कैम हुआ है, जहाँ 90 करोड़ का साइकिल स्कैम हुआ है, तुम तो भ्रष्टाचारियों को पालते हो. तुम तो भ्रष्टाचारियों को पालते हो. BJP and corruption are two sides of the same coin. That's the reality. You are rattled with the kind of work which the Aam Aadmi Party has done in Punjab. In just 5 years, we have done more work than your 22 double-engine governments have done in 22 states. That's the reality. That's the reality. He is not influencing any witness. You don't have any evidence. You don't have any money trail.
Destroying itself with lots and lots of drugs.
I would like to just trouble Anmol, who messed up on facts, came unprepared on my program. Because I want to tell you one thing, viewers. Anyone who makes this mistake of coming unprepared on my program has to be prepared for the consequences, because I am the best prepared, the most researched and the wisest news anchor on television today. Now, my friend Anmol, who is making up technical details, forgets that the specific timeline regarding the opening and approval of the Delhi Jal Board technical bids, right, is May 2022. This is as verified by the Anti-Corruption Bureau and the Enforcement Directorate. He says October 2022. My question is, did the project cost go up from 1,546 crore to 1,943 crore, which is a gap of 390 crore odd? Did the project cost go up by about 390 crore? Now he's going to look down, look right, look unsure, and give some other answer. He won't answer the question. He'll say the fact is, and then answer. Are talking London, looking Tokyo, nahi chalega mere program pe.
To my question, that's why again you are misleading your viewers.
You are sitting as an Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson to answer my questions, not to try to counter these questions. Don't try the cheesy trick of himmat rakho. I have handled many cheesy trick people like you. Did the project cost go up by 390 crores? Answer, and don't try to run away.
You can't handle facts.
Don't try to run away like Subramaniam Swamy.
You know, the reality is...
Now answer the question, please. Reality is that I am asking you a question you can't answer.
और नाकारा सरकार
shaking like a neem leaf.
है विपक्ष के द्वार. That's the reality.
अभी ये डायलॉग बाजी नहीं चलेगी. 390 crores से क्यों बढ़ा?
चोर the महाकरप्ट.
ये सब अभी देखो, he's run out of facts. You are seeing live a spokesperson who has no answer to my question. No answer to my question. I have cornered him today.
You are
not left anything. You have even gone on to give worthless and Sharabji bottle. What are you talking? The way you lost Delhi, you're also going to lose Punjab.
The fact is that there's no evidence, there's no money, there are no grounds of arrest, and he has been arrested in a baseless case, just like he was arrested in 2018 in the so-called PWD corruption scam, wherein after 6 years the same CBI said that due to paucity of evidence they filed a closure report. The CBI filed a closure report, and this case will also meet the same fate. I challenge you.
He says challenge you, okay, Anmol.
Why was he not arrested for 2.5 years? What was the CBI?
And that's a valid point.
He was in jail for 872 days. Are you forgetting that?
Okay, Radhika, I have a question for you. Radhika, if you don't mind, can you tell me whether... One minute. Now, I'll just end. Radhika, does a person called Raghav Chadda, did he hold any position in the Delhi Jal Board?
Yes, he was.
What was he?
I believe he was a chairman, if I'm not mistaken.
What was his role in this scam then?
It is not necessary that he has.
Why is it not necessary? Because he joined the BJP.
If someone is faulting.
Because he joined the BJP, it's not necessary. No, what is this, Radhika? What is this? If he's chairman, why is his name not in the charge sheet? Was he a chairman without executive powers? Was he a non-executive chairman? Was he a non-operative chairman?
Arnab, washing machine politics.
Come on, Radhika, don't repeat my name. I am an unforgiving anchor.
That's all right. I'm an unforgiving spokesperson as well. I'm an unforgiving spokesperson as well. So you don't need to keep giving me the...
Why have you not gone after Raghav Chadda in the same scam when he was the chairman? The nation wants to know.
Are you saying that if a singer from your channel commits a crime, you are responsible for it because you are the head of the channel?
If a Delhi Jal Board commits a crime, and the chairman happens